Ayotunde Balogun. Hello and welcome. Tonight, Nigeria Labour Congress issues a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to implement agreements reached on measures to cushion fuel subsidy removal impact or face nationwide protest. One person killed as traders at the Ogbete market in Enugu take to the streets to protest sealing of businesses by the state government. Senate condemns sit-at-home order in the southeast states, asks the federal government to collaborate with the Finnish government to extradite pro-Biafran agitator Simon Ekpa for prosecution. And over 40 people killed in Algeria, Italy and Greece, and thousands evacuated as Mediterranean fires threaten villages and holiday resorts.
On business news tonight, House of Representatives set to investigate revocation of operational licenses of 47 microfinance banks across the country.
On sports news tonight, Nigeria's Super Falcons seek first win at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup as they prepare to face Australia in a crucial Group B tie on Thursday.
And from the nation's capital, DSS moves to investigate Tuesday's face-off between its operatives and officials of the Nigeria Correctional Service in Lagos. NBA president describes the incident as despicable.
The Nigeria Labour Congress, the NLC, has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to implement the Memorandum of Understanding reached with it and the Trade Union Congress in the aftermath of the fuel subsidy removal. It describes as anti-people policies the recent removal of subsidy and consequential adjustment in the price of petrol, the recent increase in school fees, as well as increase in value-added tax, VAT. A statement jointly signed by the NLC President, Mr. Joe Ajero, and the General Secretary of the Congress, Mr. Emmanuel Ugbaja, notes that failure to reverse those decisions will be met with a nationwide action beginning from Wednesday, August the 2nd, 2023. The Labour leaders note that the conduct of the government suggests that it does not intend to commit itself to the MOU it signed with the NLC and TUC about how to cushion the effects of the fuel subsidy removal. The Trade Union Congress had on Monday accused the federal government of continuing to frustrate the working population as it threatens to occupy the National Assembly if the government fails to fast-track the implementation of the agreement on the fuel subsidy removal. Meanwhile, the federal government representatives have been meeting with the leadership of the unions in Abuja. The meeting is set to be a continuation of their previous discussions on measures to cushion the impact of fuel subsidy removal.
We met based on a 520 increase, and the committee that was set based on that, and we agreed to work to realize the objectives that was set during that moment. The two centers have made their position known and is before Nigerians. The TUC, the NLC, our position is known and is public knowledge. We are going ahead with the protest because that's what we have to be emphatic on what we put in our communique. We say we are commencing protests from the 2nd.
You're not satisfied with the outcome today?
This meeting has no relationship with the. Remember, and I want you to be careful about it. There's 520 increment which gave birth to this meeting. Nobody is discussing about the 617 as at now, and this meeting didn't have the competence to address that.
The meeting majorly is to listen to the presentations that it's coming from the secretariat of the steering committee. So they have made presentation to us. We made our robust input into it. Some of the things they presented, we did not agree with them. So the areas we did not agree, we also made our input known. Because when you come to such meeting, it's for government or its representative to do a presentation, but it's left for us to either agree or disagree. So during the meeting, we gave them sufficient feedback, and they also agreed to go and look at those feedbacks and get back to us on Friday. We are still discussing. I don't think it is quite good for us to be discussing those particular subjects now, more so because they told us that they will come back to us by Friday, and Friday is just about 48 hours away. So it is better we hold on, we wait till Friday for them to give us the feedback, then we can go into the nitty-gritty.
The industrial action called by the National Association of Resident Doctors has commenced in various hospitals across the nation. A visit to some of these hospitals show that members of the association have decided to comply with the directive of the national body, as they are either on a full-blown strike or rendering skeletal services.
Early in July, the National Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, issued a 2-week ultimatum to the federal government for the implementation of all its demands, which are the immediate payment of 2023 Medical Residency Training Fund, the release of the circular on 1-for-1 replacement, and the payment of skipping arrears, an upward review of consolidated medical salary structure in line with full salary restoration of the 2014 value of CONMES, among others. And on Tuesday, the body followed that up with an announcement that a full-blown strike will begin on Wednesday, July the 26th, 2023. What that means is that medical services are set to be put on hold nationwide for the time being. A visit to the Federal Medical Center in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital, shows that doctors are attending to patients, albeit skeletally. The Secretary General of the National Association of Resident Doctors in Zamfara State says members of the body in the state will comply with the directive of the national body.
The update on this strike is not just a strike, but an indefinite strike. You know, it's a very sad and painful decision for association executive to take a step going through an indefinite strike.
At the National Ear Care Center in Kaduna, the outpatient section of the facility is devoid of any serious activity, an indication that the strike is taking off there. While at the specialist hospital in Damaturu, the Yobe state capital, nurses and doctors who say they got their notification late are seen attending to patients.
Strike is not something we call for or wish for, and always it has been our tradition to intimate the government to the fullest to ensure that a consensus agreement has been reached and then issues are resolved. The fact that we're taking these measures is not based on our own interest, but it's call for action and necessity.
Resident doctors at the Federal University of Technology Teaching Hospital, Owerri, and their counterparts at the Federal Teaching Hospital in Abakaliki have joined the nationwide strike. A visit to the hospitals showed that only consultants are attending to patients, while the resident doctors have downed tools. Doctors at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital are not left out of this industrial action. The spokesperson of the Association of Resident Doctors in Rivers State explains the rationale for their action, just as some patients who are at the receiving end of the strike share their thoughts on the exercise.
The nurses complained that doctors are on strike but they managed to attend to few patients, unlike before.
They said the doctors are on strike, that they won't attend to so much patients.
We've asked for a one-on-one replacement of resident doctors that have left the system. It's no news that doctors leave the system, the brain drain is on the hike. So we ask government to replace these doctors who have left the system, who have traveled outside the country, with resident doctors who intend to do residency program. We're also asking for increment in our salary, comments review, which was implemented in 2014.
This is day one of the strike. And if what's on display so far is anything to go by, it means hospitals nationwide will witness less activity in the coming days.
Enugu, the coal city in the southeast, got its peaceful atmosphere disrupted today after a protest by traders turned violent, resulting in the death of one person. Traders at the Ogbete main market trooped out in demonstration against the sealing of their shops by the Enugu state government for complying with the illegal sit-at-home order by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. But officers of the State Police Command promptly moved to disperse the protesting traders, which angered the protesters.
What shop is this? Is this somebody's shop? Yes.
It's barely 48 hours since the Enugu state government sealed off some shops in Ogbete main market for non-compliance with its directive banning the sit-at-home order by the members of the indigenous people of Biafra.
Different persons. One person is here, one person is here.
The idea, according to the secretary to the state government, is to show government's commitment to putting an end to the unlawful holiday in the state.
What I came today was to enforce what His Excellency has said, that the shops that are not open, that we will seal them as a deterrent. And if you look inside that market, you see that a lot of people came, but the few people that decided not to come. So we had an agreement here in line with the policy and His Excellency's declaration that those shops will be closed.
The affected traders are not taking the clampdown lying low. They have come out en masse to protest what they see as government high-handedness. They march through the streets of Enugu, bearing their disgust with chants and songs. Attempts by some of the traders to break these seals results in disagreement with market leaders and eventually a full-blown protest. These eyewitness videos show disturbing scenes of chaos, burnt fire, with some residents finding ways to escape from the scene. According to a report signed by the police public relations officer, DSP Daniel Ndukwe, the protest was infiltrated and hijacked by dangerously armed hoodlums and miscreants who broke into shops and looted traders' wares. Although the police are yet to make any statement regarding the number of deaths, this eyewitness video shows that at least a casualty was recorded during the face-off. The government has, however, called on the people and residents of Enugu to remain calm and go about their lawful businesses as adequate security measures are in place to secure lives and property in the state.
In part two, after the break, the president receives his Benin Republic counterpart at the State House in Abuja, warns that Ecowas will not accept any action that impedes democratic governance in the Niger Republic following the coup attempt in that country. Please join us again.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Grandma.
What did you do this weekend?
Well, on Friday, I went on a science trip with my classmates to see the gorillas in Rwanda. Then I watched the cup final in London with the family. And on Saturday, my friends and I met up to hunt dragons again. Also, I taught the vacuum cleaner and the TV this new dance everyone's doing. They're really getting into it. And on Sunday, I went to bed watching the world from space. And you? Yes, so Gamma.
With Airtel 5G's lightning fast speeds and seamless connectivity, you won't believe what's next. That's right. You too could be one of the 20 Zenith Bank customers that will win 150,000 Naira every 2 weeks from June 1st, 2023 until May 31st, 2024 in the Zenith Better Life Promo 3. To qualify, simply open a Zenith Bank account. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com/betterlife. Live the better life with Zenith Bank.
The Duchess International Hospital opened its doors in October 2021. The mission of the hospital is to reverse medical tourism. We take particular care here at the Duchess to bring together a combination of the brightest and the best locally, as well as Nigerians in the diaspora who are interested in returning to do very good work for the benefit of our patients here in this country.
The good thing is that we had all international expertise here, all international facilities here, international people working here. Everything is coming together in a space which was considered not great in terms of the availability of healthcare.
Access Bank, of course, has been able to provide us with a robust range of products and services that has enabled us to deliver that standard and quality of healthcare that is integral to our mission as an organization.
Because no matter where you go, no matter how we be, I go always there for you. Anything where you come, oh, whatever you drink, oh, I cannot deliver for you. All I ask in return is that you treat me a little better. With time, oh, toilet cleaner, my hygiene, now your own, oh, toilet cleaner. It's a win-win for me and you, so make me win, oh.
Give the confidence that only comes from knowing you are fully sorted. To show up for you just when you need a hand. And when retirement comes with all its worries and storms, to ensure we will stand by you and give you the coverage that you deserve. Make the perfect choice. Choose PAL Pensions today.
PAL Pensions, your pal for life.
Looking fresh for your dates? Get even fresher with Close Up.
New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely. Keeping you protected and fresh.
Protected and fresh. Protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Protected and fresh.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling cool and protected.
All day confidence to get close.
Oh, yeah, take it close up, short close.
New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
Fresh Your Mega Billions promo could make us millionaires.
Yes! Buy Fresh Your 1 liter pack. Open the cap to reveal the unique pin. Send the unique pin to 8011 to get free instant airtime and an SMS notifying you of your automatic entry into a raffle draw, where you could be one of 10 lucky winners of the grand prize of 1 million naira each or 100,000 naira each. You also stand a chance to win an instant cash prize of 10,000 naira or 5,000 naira daily. Fresh Your Mega Millions promo. Bring home the goodness.
Whether you're a homemaker or a fashionista or an entrepreneur or a traveler, no matter who or where you are, there's a Keystone card made just for you.
Visit any Keystone branch nearest to you or download the Key mobile app to get your card today. Keystone Bank. We grow together.
When you have cavities, it hurts so bad it makes you miss school. Even football.
But we prevent cavities before they form with Colgate. Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live from Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. Niger Labour Congress issues a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to implement agreements reached on measures to cushion fuel subsidy removal impact or face nationwide protest. One person killed as traders at the Ogbete market in Enugu take to the streets to protest sealing of businesses by the state government. Senate condemns sit-at-home order in the southeast states, asks the federal government to collaborate with the Finnish government to extradite pro-Biafran agitator Simon Ekpa for prosecution. And over 40 people killed in Algeria, Italy and Greece, and thousands evacuated as Mediterranean wildfires threaten villages and holiday resorts. The sit-at-home order in the southeast is now a cause for concern to federal lawmakers, and they are asking the federal government to collaborate with the Finnish government to extradite pro-Biafran agitator Simon Ekpa for prosecution. However, the upper legislative chamber rejected a recommendation seeking the release of the leader of IPOB, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, from detention. These decisions were taken by the Senate after debating a motion on the alarming impact of the sit-at-home order in the southeastern part of the country. Our correspondent, Linda Kibe, reports.
It's been nearly 2 years since the proscribed group, the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, introduced the Monday sit-at-home order in the southeast region to protest the continued detention of his leader, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. However, Mr. Kanu has since disassociated IPOB from the sit-at-home directive and asked those behind it in the region to stop the exercise. Nevertheless, the sit-at-home order continues, championed by the factional leader of the group, Mr. Simon Ekpa.
Capture all the citizens.
The devastating effects of a sit-at-home order are debated during Wednesday's plenary session in the Senate.
The Senate is aware that thousands of innocent lives have been lost since this action of sit-at-home in the Southeast started. Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria.
I need the Senate to know that there is no one in the Southeast except the criminals who support this sit-at-home.
Senate President Godswill Akpabio throws a question to his colleagues, which many Nigerians have pondered on.
What has the various state governments in the region done to curb this menace?
The Southeast governors need to drive the system. It's not the work of the president. The governors should come up clean with their security votes and see how we can get these things out of us. In my own local government, Mr. President, it may interest you to know that we've been able to nip them. Going to 4 months now, there is no single incident of kidnapping in my local government in Enugu North. Network the entire local government by giving walkie-talkies to different stakeholders. And we used woods across the whole local government, that anywhere there's an incident, we block the entire road. And then local vigilante will get to the scene within 3-4 minutes. And it has worked.
It's time for the senators to consider the recommendations in the motion. The Senate condemns the sit-at-home in the southeast and wants the federal government to collaborate with the Finnish government and extradite Simon Ekpa for prosecution. However, it rejects a recommendation seeking the release of the leader of IPOB, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, from detention.
The parties here, Mr. President, are the federal government of Nigeria on the one hand and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the other hand. This matter is sub judice. I am not opposed to our adopting political approach, but it cannot be a matter for a resolution on the floor of the Senate.
The appeal court granted Mr. Kanu bail, but turned around to order a stay of execution of the judgment, acquitting him of terrorism and treasonable felony charges. Linda Akibi, Channels Television News.
return to the resident doctors' industrial action there, where the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, says he's optimistic that some concrete actions will be taken in the next few days to address the demands of the National Association of Resident Doctors, who are presently on industrial action. This follows a meeting with the Speaker, which had with the President, Bola Tinubu, at the presidential villa. Now, the Speaker, who was accompanied by the leadership of the House, explained that the President is also being briefed on the issues that has led to the strike and has appealed for some more time from the striking doctors. In a related development, the Niger Labour Congress, the NLC, says its planned protest slated for next week will continue, even as labour unions continue talking with the federal government on palliatives to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal.
Well, it's a work in progress. I'm sure some of the issues that they have raised, if we can be able to meet some of their expectations halfway, of which we are on it. We already set up another committee chaired by the majority leader of the House to look at those issues. I am sure 1 or 2 interventions in their areas of concern will prevail on them to come back to the negotiating table and also accept to withdraw that strike action.
Any immediate commitment from the President on this?
Yeah, what he said is that he is just coming on board. We should ask them and beg them to please give him a little more time. Most of the things that they mentioned, he is completely unaware of them. He is yet to be briefed about all those issues. But from what he heard from me, he also advised that we should channel all those issues to the Chief of Staff for him to look at them one after the other. So I believe within the next coming days.
Away from the National Assembly, the chairperson of the Ecowas Authority of Heads of State and Government, President Bola Tinubu, says the body is closely monitoring the situation and developments in Niger Republic after news broke of a blockade to the presidential palace. In a statement, the president notes that the sub-regional body will not accept any action that impedes the smooth functioning of legitimate authority in Niger or any part of West Africa. It adds, it should be quite clear to all players in the Republic of Niger that the leadership of the Ecowas region and all lovers of democracy around the world will not tolerate a situation that incapacitates the democratically elected government of the country. As Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu also adds that Nigeria stands firmly with the elected government in Niger. Meanwhile, the president has met with the president of Benin Republic at the presidential villa. Now, during the meeting, President Bola Tinubu reiterated his commitment to working with other ECOWAS leaders to promote stability and peace in the West African sub-region. He said President Patrice Talon would head to Niamey, that's the capital of Niger, to address the situation. The Vice President has arrived in Russia for the Russia-Africa Summit. Before leaving for Russia, Vice President Kashim Shettima urged foreign investors to take advantage of the opportunities in Nigeria, maintaining that the country is ready for business. He made the call at the side event of the UN Food Systems Summit in Rome, focused on scaling up multi-stakeholder collaboration and investments in the implementation of the food systems pathways in Nigeria. In a statement from his office, the Vice President explains that Nigeria has the capacity of transforming its demographic bulge into demographic dividends, noting that failure to do this will amount to demographic disaster for the country. Let's head to the nation's capital, where Terry Ikumi is standing by to give us the very latest from our Abuja studios. Hello, Terry.
Well, hi, Ayo. The Department of State Services says it has initiated investigations into Tuesday's clash at the Federal High Court in Lagos between its officials and men of the Nigeria Correctional Services during the bail hearing of the suspended CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele. In a statement, the DSS spokesperson, Mr. Peter Afunaya, explains that the investigations will identify the role played by specific persons as well as undertake disciplinary actions if necessary. According to the DSS, the incident does not in any way reflect the professional disposition of the Secret Service Agency, adding that the DSS would never encourage such behavior as it has tremendous respect for the judiciary as an arm and institution of government. It notes that the service has robust working relationships with sister security agencies and law enforcement agencies, and that personnel from both agencies exhibited undue overzealousness. Meanwhile, more reactions are trailing the clash between operatives of the DSS and the Niger Correctional Service officials. The Nigerian Bar Association has described the incident as despicable, brazen disrespect for the judicial process and sanctity of the court premises. In a statement, the NBA president, Mr. Yakubu Mekiao, called on the two agencies to take immediate disciplinary measures against the officers involved in the conduct. The statement reads in part, "A situation where officers of the federal government agencies engage in a fight as witnessed by the public for whatever reason is antithetical to our security as a nation and create a recipe for anarchy and chaos." End of quote. The secret police and prison officials caused a stir on Tuesday when they clashed on the court premises over which agency would take custody of the suspended and embattled Apex Bank chief after Justice Nicholas Owebo admitted Emefiele to bail in the sum of 20 million naira. Now, still to come on the news at 10. House of Representatives set to investigate recent revocation of operational licenses of 47 microfinance banks across the country. That's on Business News. Please stay with us.
First Money is Nigeria's biggest and most preferred agent banking network. Thanks to First Money, millions of people are living their dreams. Meet some First Money agents who are driving this.
First Money is the best POS that we use in my area. I started with one container beside me. This is my main branch. I have up to 7 branches.
With First Money, I've been able to employ 6 staffs, which 5 are female. So I see First Money as a business to employ and also to empower ladies.
Through First Money, over 1 million people across Nigeria have their financial services needs met daily. In all the accessible local government areas, you are bound to find First Money agents. With First Money, we're bringing financial inclusion and the many benefits that come with it. You first, First Bank.
Savlon Antiseptic Liquid kills over 99.9% of germs on your skin, leaving you free to live more. And it's formulated by Johnson & Johnson to keep you and your family protected. Savlon, love the feeling.
And recover with Astamin, a blend of amino acids and multivitamins.
I came to him. I think I'm desperate. Is this dress even fine? What if he doesn't like me? He's here. I'm his spec. Joe. Same Joe.
Same Joe, minor differences. Same Joe, minor differences? Don't even think about judging Joe, because you're probably just like him. Why is the name on your business bank account Ahmed Amin and not your business name? Same business, different name, right? Stop impersonating your business and get an account in your business name with MoneyPoint.
Whatever it takes to make sure you have a business account opened in your business name, we'll do it as your sure banker.
See trouble. Is this not the same me?
Open a bank account in your business name with MoneyPoint.
Does your toothpaste give you complete fresh protection? New Close-Up Toothpaste Complete Fresh Protection takes care of your 5 important oral care needs. It gives you strong teeth, prevents tooth holes, cleans deeply, fights bacteria, and gives you fresh breath. Complete fresh protection from Close-Up.
Hello, this is Premium Pension. How can we help?
Our experts work behind the scenes, enabling our members grow wealth to secure a premium tomorrow. We see your hard work and we make your money work hard for you. We are growing with you in commitment and service. Leveraging technology to meet your demands. Secure your future and pave way for the next generation. Embracing diversity with firm roots across the 36 states of Nigeria and the FCT. Premium Pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
Good morning.
My life is a whole lot easier now, even when I'm working from home. I still get everything done.
Workout track.
And faster too. Guys, I'll make my decision and get back to you. I take my meetings uninterrupted. Video call Catherine.
Calling Catherine.
Checking with Bay. No cracks. Go, go, go! Behind you, behind you! And when it's time to bond with my friends across the globe, I connect seamlessly, all thanks to my Airtel router.
Delivery is here.
Thank you. Be like me. Stay connected always with the Airtel home broadband.
Who are you talking to?
It's nothing.
You're talking to me?
No.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Welcome back to the news at 10. Federal lawmakers from Zamfara State and the House of Representatives have raised an alarm over the activities of bandits in the state, claiming that the Zamfara State capital is at the risk of being overrun by the armed groups. They drew the attention of their colleagues to the security situation during plenary today. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives today rejected a motion by Honorable Benny Law urging the federal government to take necessary steps to stabilize the Naira, with some arguing that it's too early to hold the Tinubu administration responsible for the exchange rate. In other stories, the federal government has dismissed news making the rounds that it has approved an increase in the tuition fee of federal universities in the country. A statement issued by the Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, Mr. Dele Alake, describes the story as unfounded and inaccurate. It says the President remains committed to his promise of ensuring that every Nigerian, regardless of the economic situation, must have access to quality tertiary education. While it notes that some universities may have announced a hike on sundry charges payable by students, he adds that those are discretionary charges by each university. It further reiterates the federal government's resolve to implement the Student Loan Scheme under the Student Loans Act. And that's all from the nation's capital. Back to you, Ayo.
Many thanks, Terry. As part of their corporate social responsibility, Sundry Markets Limited, owners of Market Square, have partnered Pro Health International, a faith-based organization, to deliver a medical outreach to the people of Obiakpo local government area of River State. The gesture, which is billed to last 5 days, is taking place at Ozobia Primary Health Care Center, where patients are given free health care, including various surgeries as well as dental extraction.
The primary healthcare center at Ozoba in Port Harcourt is packed full as residents turn out en masse to benefit from the medical outreach provided by Sundry Markets Limited, owners of Market Square, in conjunction with Pro Health International. Some of the medical problems being undertaken here include cataract surgeries, appendectomy, dental checks, among others.
So for us, we felt it is important we give back to the society, and giving back means creating impact in communities where we operate in.
It's really important to us that we have avenues through which we give back to our customers, and then not just our customers, but the host communities in which our stores exist.
The ProHealth International doctors involved in the project say they have found fulfillment in this service.
It's been an exciting experience because we see people happy. You know, we've been able to give sights to the people that could not see very well. We are doing cataract surgeries here. We are giving free glasses, medical consultations, and if you go towards the surgical area, you see a lot of people that have surgical needs that have been met.
We're hoping to see about 2,500 patients at the end of this week. We're hoping to do about 150 to 200 surgeries, and it's been a wonderful partnership to see that an organization like Market Square is willing to give back to the community.
Free medication is also being dispensed to those who need it. The beneficiaries cannot hide their joy.
I'm grateful. Yesterday I came here, I could not succeed, but today it has reached my turn to the point of giving me 2 lenses, one for moving and one for reading.
I think what they have done is to help the government and reduce the pressure on the government. I did mass surgery, removing of, did dentist operation, removing part of my teeth, one of my teeth. I think they have done very, very well for Zoba community.
This is the inaugural edition of the Medical Outreach, and Sundry Markets Group, alongside ProHealth International, say they're actively considering expanding it in the near future.
It's time now for some business news with Joke Rogers.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial *894# now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Thank you, Ayotunde. The House of Representatives is set to investigate the central bank's revocation of operational licenses of 47 microfinance banks across the country. This decision follows a motion by Honorable James Barker from Adamawa State, who raised concerns about the impact of the suspension on businesses of rural dwellers. The lawmaker is worried that closing down what may be the only financial institution in a place where the people go through so much to earn the little money they deposit or to get small loans to run their businesses would only frustrate them to do whatever they see fit to survive. Global credit rating agency Moody's has maintained the credit rating of Africa's multilateral trade finance institution, Afreximbank, at Baa1 rating. A statement on its website says the positive affirmation, which comes with a stable outlook, is based on 3 key criteria: capital adequacy, liquidity and funding, and the strength of member support. Moody's cites Afreximbank's credit strength as being a specialized African trade finance institution with a niche supporting assets performance, as well as having sound profitability and market access at favorable rates. Tech giant Google says Nigerians can now make payments on its Play Store using the Naira as it partners with Pan-African fintech company Verve. Under this new arrangement, transactions with Verve cards on Google Play Store will be treated as local transactions by banking institutions in the country. According to Google, the introduction of local payments with Verve cards is a significant milestone, enabling more Nigerians to participate in the app economy. On its part, Verve believes the integration with Google Play will help promote financial inclusion. This Naira payment comes at a time when banks in the country are struggling to meet forex demands from their customers to make international payments. And the U.S. Central Bank has raised interest rates to the highest level in 22 years. The Federal Reserve unanimously voted to hike rates by 25 basis points, lifting the federal funds rate to a new target range of 5.25 to 5.5%. This marks the 11th increase since early 2022 as the central bank fights to cool the economy and ease price inflation. And the equities market pulled back during today's trading session as investors sold off Cadbury and Unilever amid a slew of second quarter corporate earnings data. Let's bring in Will Ibong with the details.
Welcome to the Stock Market Report. It was a busy day for investors today as they got on the profit-taking train. Now, after 2 straight days of positive trading, a pullback is expected in the market, and we see that 0.46% dip in the all-share index. It's also been a busy week of earnings. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. Cadbury's result published today was ugly. Investors sold off that stock like hot potatoes. After that, disappointing Q2 earnings report, and Unilever is still paying the price for failing to impress investors on Monday, and we do know how important earnings reports are when it comes to swaying investors. While tech company NCL Nigeria, pulled a 10% in the opposite direction, closing today at 3.96 naira. It's gained 36 kobo the share price, and we see Cotville Solutions also in the winning chart, rising today by 10%, closed at 66 kobo, and we see Seplat making a recovery today from yesterday's bashing. It closed up 10% today to close at 1,993 naira 60 kobo, and investors did take advantage of that dip to buy Seplat. And it's no surprise to see the performances of these stocks reflected in the sectors. And the red activity chart says it all. 2 more trading days to go, and we'll see if the bull can make a comeback. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Will Ibang.
Thanks, Will. More market news for Wednesday as we turn our attention to the major global stock markets. That's business news tonight. Back to you, Ayotunde.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial *894# now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Many thanks, Joke. More company news now. Mobile technology giant Samsung has unveiled its latest mobile devices, including the Galaxy Z Flip or Z Flip 5 and Galaxy Z Fold 5. The 5th generation foldable series, alongside new water-resistant premium tablets and Galaxy smartwatches, were the focus of the Samsung Unpacked event held simultaneously in some countries around the world. According to the company, the latest innovations offer consumers premium experience for entertainment, productivity, health, and well-being.
Samsung Galaxy Unpacked kicks off in Seoul, South Korea, and streams live to its consumers and partners in major cities around the world, including Lagos.
Ensures an exceptional flex mode experience.
The event sees the launch of newest additions to the Galaxy ecosystem, the Galaxy Z Flip 5 and Galaxy Z Fold 5. The 2 latest devices are physically introduced to a gathering in Lagos. Besides the smartphones, Samsung also launches Galaxy S9 series of tablets, comprising 3 new models and the new Galaxy Watch 6 series of smartwatches.
We've actually come a long way over the years. I mean, we've actually exceeded expectations of people, of consumers, and that means a whole lot to us. And it goes to establish one truth, that when it comes to technological innovation, that Samsung is actually in front. So we are actually the leaders in the market, while the others follow suit.
The new devices have been upgraded with a speedy Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and other unique features to offer premium performance and experience.
Unlike before on the Fold 4 and the Flip 4, whereby the 2 halves of the device still has a small gap in between. Now we've achieved a breakthrough in a way where the 2 halves stays perfectly shut. So you have a better streamlined and even thinner and lighter device. So the design is well refined, and in the case of the Flip 5, the cover screen even has become more useful. So you can send your messages right from the cover screen, you can reply to calls, you can even dial numbers from it, you can access any one of your widgets clock calendar without even unfolding the device. This is actually a revolutionary breakthrough in technology and its advancements.
Samsung has also made it easier for consumers to get the Galaxy Z Flip 5 and Galaxy Z Fold 5 smartphones.
We understand how difficult, the economy is in Nigeria, and we know that some of these devices, one might not be able to outrightly pay for it. So we have created opportunities for people to be able to purchase these devices and pay in installments. So you're able to pay either in 3 months or in 6 months or in 12 months, depending on the customer's preference.
The Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5, as well as the Samsung Galaxy Smartwatch 6, are on pre-order. They will go on sale on August the 11th.
To party politics, the leadership of the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC, has taken another hit after its national vice chairman for the Northwest, Salihu Lukman, officially resigned from his position today. In his resignation letter to the acting national chairman of the party, Senator Abubakar Kyari, in which he alleged that the atmosphere within the APC is completely at variance with the founding vision of forming a progressive party. More than 40 people have died across North Africa and Europe following wildfires that threaten villages and holiday resorts. The heaviest death toll has been reported in Algeria. Here's Simon Pusey with more on this and other international stories in Around the World in 5.
Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The Oscar-winning actor Kevin Spacey has been cleared of all charges in his sexual assault trial in London. The jury returned not guilty verdicts for 9 sexual offence charges relating to 4 men between 2001 and 2013. The 64-year-old had denied the allegations and previously called the case against him weak. Mr. Spacey cried at Southwark Crown Court as the not guilty verdicts were read out.
I imagine that many of you can understand that there's a lot for me to process after what has just happened today. But I would like to say that I'm enormously grateful to the jury for having taken the time to examine all of the evidence and all of the facts carefully before they reach their decision. And I am humbled by the outcome today. I also want to thank the staff inside this courthouse, the security, and all those who took care of us every single day. My legal team, Evan Lowenstein and Lucy, for being here every day. And that's all I have to say for the moment. Thank you very much.
More than 40 people have died in Algeria, Italy and Greece, and thousands have been evacuated as Mediterranean wildfires threaten villages and holiday resorts. The entire island of Rhodes has been put into a state of emergency as fires also rage on Corfu and Evia. The current long heat wave shows no let-up, with temperatures expected to rise above 44 degrees Celsius in parts of Greece.
We fight. Everybody, all the people, they fight. The simple people, the government, they ask everybody, but for nothing. I believe we fight for nothing.
Fires in Sicily and Puglia have forced thousands of people to flee. The heaviest death toll so far is in Algeria, where the 34 victims included 10 soldiers surrounded by flames during an evacuation in the coastal province of Béjaïa, east of Algiers. Béjaïa is the worst hit area, accounting for 23 deaths. Fires have also raged in neighbouring Tunisia, where 300 people have had to be evacuated from the coastal village of Meloula. Israel's Supreme Court has said it would hear an appeal against a new law that curbs some of its own powers, pitting it against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's right-wing government that is seeking an overhaul of the judicial system. The bill that was passed in Israel's parliament sparked raging protests across the country and caused volatility in the country's markets and currency, with the shekel losing around 10% since the government announced its judiciary overhaul in January.
The market actually recovered some of the losses that from yesterday, but I think it's more a commercial issue rather than it's a trading issue, rather as some kind of fundamentals. We saw a sharp sell-off, and I think the market was expecting maybe some downgrade in the outlook, not in the rating itself, but in the outlook. But at the end of the day, when Moody's just published, let's say, a more mild response, the market gaining a little of the losses that it has yesterday.
Reports say presidential guards in Niger are holding President Mohamed Bazoum and have blockaded his residence as well as key ministries. This video showing armed soldiers on the streets. No shots were fired, and it's not clear if this is an attempt by the presidential guard to seize power. The president's office tweeted that the guards unsuccessfully tried to get support from the military in what they called their anti-republican efforts. And an extraordinary aerial video of a fire on a cargo ship carrying almost 3,000 cars off the Dutch coast has been released. The fire has left one sailor dead and 22 others hurt. Footage shows smoke billowing as several other boats try to put out the fires. The Dutch Coast Guard said the fire was probably caused by one of 25 electric vehicles on board the ship.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel studios in Lagos.
Thank you, Simon. Welcome to Sports News. After 6 days of exciting football action at the FIFA Women's World Cup, 2 teams have secured passage to the next round, while 1 team has crashed out after losing 2 consecutive matches. 10 goals were scored from 3 matches played today. This report gives a summary of proceedings at the tournament.
Africa's representative Zambia has become the first team to crash out of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. The Zambians lost the second group game after suffering a 5-0 defeat at the hands of European powerhouse Spain. The victory earned Spain a place in the round of 16. They are joined by 2011 champions Japan, which also secured passage to the next round with a comfortable 2-0 win over Costa Rica. Elsewhere, Canada sent Ireland packing with a 2-1 victory and took control of Group B, which also includes Nigeria and Australia.
No, just around the ones, just around the ones.
All eyes will be on Nigeria's Super Falcons as they seek their first win in the tournament when they face co-host Australia on Thursday.
I think, it was important, although it was goalless, to get points, which we did. We got a point in the group with a tie. So, looking forward to Australia, I think we're looking to do better in that game, hopefully, and potentially get a win. Again, it's always good to get points, so it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be exciting. We're looking forward to it.
I'm extremely excited. The crowd of 80,000 sold out. It's just a real feeling. I know that atmosphere is going to be insane, and just to look at how the women's game has grown, I'm just extremely happy to be a part of it. I'm extremely excited for tomorrow.
No doubt, Africa's hope rests on the shoulders of the Super Falcons. Football fans will be glued to their television as they hope Nigeria will surmount the odds and get victory over the highly fancied Matildas.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has extended his best wishes to the Super Falcons as they prepare to face Australia in their second group match in the ongoing FIFA Women's World Cup. In a statement released by Special Advisor on Special Duties Communication and Strategy, Dele Alake, President Tinubu assures the players and the coaching crew of the enthusiastic support of all Nigerians, urging the team to continue exemplifying Nigeria's spirit of determination and excellence both on and off the pitch. The president firmly believes that the upcoming match on Thursday will be a thrilling encounter that will culminate in victory for the Nigerian team. And that's it on sports. It's back to you, Ayo.
Many thanks, Chris. And the main news again. The Nigeria Labour Congress today issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to implement agreements reached on measures to cushion fuel subsidy removal impact of faced nationwide protest. The Labour leaders noted that the conduct of the government suggests that it does not intend to commit itself to the MOU it signed with organised labour. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayo Tunde Balogun. Do have a good night.